Tuesday, January 2nd, 2015, 7 p.m. Those in attendance: Commissioner Higgins, Commissioner Johnson, Randy Sylvester, DPW, Steve Dempsey, Supervisor, and Liz Welch, Administrative Secretary. First item on the agenda is Reorganization of Sewer Commission. We voted, I think, the last meeting, we put that off until July, if I remember right.
So what we talked about last time, Ed, was having the positions run for the fiscal year. So the fiscal year will begin on July 1st. So, and our next meeting is not scheduled till after July 1st.
7th,
so,
I think it is, 7th of July.
7th of July. So we thought, we should get the vote tonight so it becomes effective on July 1st.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize that. I thought it was put off until the next meeting. We can have a meeting before if we have to.
Not for this, Ed.
Why?
Well, we can.
We'll schedule a meeting before. Let's see. Today is the 5th, right?
Today's June 2nd.
2nd, rather. We could schedule a meeting for the 16th.
For 2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to put on there? Just this issue?
We can have other things come up too.
I mean, we need to get this squared away, Ed.
Look, I'm the chairman. I said I want it the 16th. It's going to be the 16th.
And just
okay?
tell me, we have to get squared away in this reorganization
Yeah.
now. This is the time to do it.
Yeah. I
We
said
have to do it, Ed.
the 16th.
Can't keep going the way we're going.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
you gotta have cooperation too, So I'd say that we have the meeting on the 16th. It's a Tuesday,
Well, I'm not going to be available.
7 p.m. It's all right, Kenny and I'll be here.
We need to do it. We need to get this out of the way, and it's...
Okay, the next
can't
article on
continue
the
to go-
item is minutes of the minute.
Ed,
meeting.
Ed, please.
Listen, I'm the chairman. I'm gonna
I
gavel you
understand.
in a minute.
You know what? I know you're the chairman.
All right.
But you have an agenda item that you refuse to discuss.
I didn't put that on there.
No, we did.
Okay, who's we? A chairman
We,
puts the agenda on, okay?
Okay, but
So
I have
I'm
a right
saying-
to put that on there.
No, you don't. The
Yes, I
chairman
do.
puts the agenda out.
So let's
We're gonna go to the 16th.
16.
I'm not going to be here for that.
Okay.
I'm not going to... I want to do it now, okay?
Minutes?
Ed, if we don't do it now, okay, I don't think I can continue in my capacity, okay, with the sewer commission under these circumstances. So, be advised.
Okay.
You could make a motion to vote for it. Let the
And-
commission decide.
I already ruled that the 16th, you're out of order.
We'll hold a meeting on the 16th, and we will have a vote for fiscal year 16 commissioners' roles and responsibilities.
Right,
Okay, 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock. All right, now the minutes of the prior meeting. I think we had a few corrections there, Liz, didn't we?
In a minute? No, not that I know of.
I read both the minutes from the Tuesday, May 5th meeting and from the Tuesday, May 19th, and found them to be accurate. And
Oh, I was thinking the betterments, that's what I was, okay, excuse
Yep.
me.
So for the minutes, I would make a motion that we accept the minutes from Tuesday, May 5th, and also from Tuesday, May 19th.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the next thing is the consolidation agreement vote. I'm going to put that back on the last item.
Move that
Come
down
up with
to,
the betterment regulations.
we'll move that down.
Why can't we do it now?
Listen, I just moved it down, okay? You asked to have something moved the last time, we moved it down, all right?
What are you gonna move it down to, Ed?
The 7th,
After number 7?
after 7, yeah. Okay, now the next item is the betterment regulation vote.
So the betterments that we all reviewed at our meeting on 5/19 have been updated to reflect and incorporate all the comments that we heard. So I believe it's consistent with our discussion from the 19th, so I believe it's in a position to vote and adopt. So with that, I would make a motion that we accept the rules and regulations governing sewer betterments, assessments, and connection fees and user charges as drafted, dated May 20th, 2015.
Second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Lewis Court, John Wooden, vote. Good evening. Give your name and,
You wanna sit over here?
Yeah, sure.
My name is John Wooden. I live at 156 Union Street in Hingham. I'm here to ask permission to hook up to a property to be built at the end of Lewis Court. I believe the address will be 30 Lewis Court, and I have the approved utility plan here that was approved by the planning board. And I believe also I'm here to confirm that 2 easements that are proposed for the sewer commission in front of 22 Lewis Court and 24 Lewis Court for the existing sewer line that's there now is large enough so before we go ahead and record it. So those 2 items.
A little overview. We did a lot of homework on this, and it came to be that Plan Lot 4 from the proposed Lewis Court subdivision submitted by James Engineering and stamped by the Planning Department March 11, 2015. Is that the plan you have?
I believe they're the same plan.
March 11, 2015 is Lot 4 of that plan is eligible to connect to the sewer. The footprint of the proposed dwelling on Lot 4, what the Sewer Commission needs to do today is possibly set forth the conditions for acceptance of this Lot 4, and I'll outline them for you. The footprint of the proposed dwelling on Lot 4 shall be constructed as shown exactly on the plan Lewis Court grading submitted by James Engineering dated May 28, 2014. I have that plan here if you'd like to review it. The reason being is because it's inside the 200-foot boundary mark and it has frontage on the sewer, on the North Sewer District. Further, the proposed 2-car garage on Lot 4 as shown on the attached plan is not eligible for any living space as it's deeper than 200 feet from the North Sewer District boundary. The proposed dwelling shall connect to the existing sewer system via a 1.5-inch forced main and discharge into existing sewer manhole 271. The connection shall meet all conditions set forth by the Hingham Sewer Department, and in addition, the application shall provide a 20-foot wide sewer easement centered on the existing sewer line and manholes to the town of Hingham for access and maintenance to transfer in perpetuity. And the note here is that what we found is the easement at number 24 that's coming down on, you have it in your packets, on the last page is the plan.
Yep.
That should be increased to allow access to replace or maintain the proposed service connection to the new Lot 4. So it needs to extend across the street. And additionally, if you look at the plan,
You know the copy?
John, I
of that,
think
please?
this is what you're talking about, this easement, 22 and 24. You see this little sliver right here?
Yes, yeah.
Well, this, in fact, is not accepted yet. So I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Randy, I believe that sewer easement needs to extend all the way to the public way. So in the event that this portion of the road, for whatever reason, didn't get accepted, we would still have the right
I
to
understand.
get in there and work on that.
Yep.
So we really need that easement language adjusted or modified a little bit.
Sure.
Other than that, I've got the language to set forth the conditions except for that easement language. So maybe you want to come back with a plan that shows that easement modified on the 16th
And include the manhole?
and include the manhole. It says, because it's not on the plan that we have from you. And I think at that point, we could probably just go ahead and make the vote. That's my
June 16th.
thought on it.
You submitted an as-built too? Or?
Well, no, we
It's
need
not built.
we need a proposed
Yes.
so that we can refer to.
Okay.
You know, I'm working with planning, and that's,
Is there any sensitivity to the date of when this vote is taken from your perspective? Could it wait 2 weeks?
The 16th, I guess, would be okay. I don't know if there's any way you can go ahead and approve
Easement?
what's here for the easement upon acceptance.
you mean a contingency vote?
Yeah, the only reason is I'm literally, moving forward, and the planning board wanted to see that the sewer commission had seen this and approved it, and this just sets me back.
When's the planning board meeting,
With all respect,
John?
an additional 2 weeks.
When's the planning board meeting?
I'm pretty much ready to go. I'm going to be meeting with Mary tomorrow. I don't even know if there's another one really set. So I don't know if what you see is acceptable, and you could kind of vote on that and just have a contingency that I'll show while the road is being constructed. I can certainly give you that easement that Steve was talking about literally tomorrow.
Yeah. Are you at a point in the approval process with the planning board that it doesn't require any more public hearings with the planning board, and it's been delegated to staff?
All done, yeah.
But the
So-
planning board needs the sewer commission to tidy up this easement language
Yeah.
and set forth these conditions.
So we could ask Susan on that. He has to get an easement approval on this property that he's developing. They want to do it on contingent that he gets the easement. Would that be proper?
Okay, so, well, I missed a few minutes at the beginning, but I did work with Mary in connection with the subdivision approval. There were a number of conditions, or at least one or two, that are related to, or preconditions to the connection, that were not appropriate to put in the subdivision approval because they're related to a permit, this board issues, not with the planning board issues. So my recommendation to Mary, and I think, I don't know if you got the recommendation, Steve, I know I sent it to Randy, was that if these were conditions that the sewer commission felt were necessary to be in place before there was a connection, that if you vote to issue the connection, that you make it subject to condition A, B, C, whatever they are. If there needs to be a easement, then the easement, I mean, do you own the land yet? Did you close on it yet?
No,
Okay.
I probably over the next week or two.
Right, so he can't physically grant you the easement until he owns the property anyway. So the subdivision plan's been endorsed yet? Have you done the covenant and all that?
Literally like the next couple of days.
Okay, so what has to happen is he needs to own the land, the subdivision plans need to be recorded, and you need an easement with a plan.
And there is language in here that says the connection shall meet all conditions set forth by the Hingham Sewer Department. It kind of envelops, you know,
Right, but you should
everything we
set
need.
forth what the condition, are the conditions written down somewhere?
They're written down right here, except for this easement expansion, if you will.
So, Liz happened to email me the stuff, and I just printed it out, just in case, you guys ask me any questions. So, I have this, the proposed conditions. So, the footprint, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna go quick. So this is the condition the MWRA, is it the language the MWRA imposed?
No, I talked about it with them.
Okay, oh, but this is consistent with your discussion with the MWRA? Okay, so, what you need is an actual, when you issue the permit, is that just a vote usually, or do you physically issue a permit?
No, it's just a vote.
It's usually a vote, okay. I would say that, in this instance, you probably do the vote with the specific conditions, and then actually,
After we
make sure
receive it.
that you have.
Issue the permit after everything's in place.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can, I don't know what your kind of day-to-day operation, so if someone gets a sewer connection, because I don't usually get involved in this aspect, when they go to actually make the connection, is there an inspection or other type of thing that has to happen before the actual physical connection can happen? What's the process? So if someone can have all these conditions, you're just saying you can connect, what's your process?
They have applications to fill out, connection applications, account applications, permitting, dig safe, trench permits, that sort of thing.
And that usually happens after a,
Get the license drain layer, and then
Okay.
when they do the connection, I go on site.
okay.
As built, right?
So I would suggest that if there's a vote to permit the connection, it would be subject to A, B, and C, whatever those things are, being done prior to the, all of that,
Contingent.
all of those procedural requirements being completed and the connection happening. I mean, you need to make sure that the easement's in place, that the easement's in form, acceptable to,
So you could just change it, existing and sewer in the future.
I mean, does this need to be in the deed? This language need to be in the deed?
It has to be
Recorded.
recorded, yes.
Yes. So you would want a condition that the form of the deed be approved before there's a conveyance and that it include this language. I mean, I would just lay out what the conditions are. If the commission is comfortable with,
You're saying
I mean, I think you can vote the connection.
contingent on these things, right?
Contingent on all of these things happening.
Okay.
I just think that, if you can say generally what they are, so it's for approval of, a deed with the language, set forth herein, an actual granting of an easement and easement plan acceptable to the sewer department, or, you can say, Steve, whoever it needs to be. I don't know if there's any, is that it, the easement being acceptable and the restriction on the lot? Are those the only two, or do you have any other?
The only language that really needs modification is the easement language.
And is this where's the easement?
Lewis Court?
It's on the last, page 3 of the
So
packet.
this is just the meets and bounds of the description.
Yeah, this.
Okay, but you need an actual grant of easement,
Right.
and that language needs to be approved and acceptable to, the commission or, department / council, however.
Well, the language, I worked with Mary on this language, and this was acceptable to planning.
Well, when you
And
say this
then-
language, which one are we pointing to?
I'm talking about the applicant shall provide to the town of Hingham for access and maintenance, a 20-foot wide sewer easement.
Oh, I don't have, where is it?
But then,
Oh, okay,
last,
in addition, the last sentence of this.
Yeah, so last minute, it was determined that the easement that was provided on this plan isn't big enough.
Okay.
So it needs modification.
So is the plan's not consistent with the narrative language, the 20-foot narrative, where it says centered on the...
It is, but it needs to be enlarged over to Lot 4, and it needs to be brought further back to the end of the public way.
Okay.
Where's lot
So it ne-
4?
So it needs to...
Lot-
So this has lot 1 on it right here. Here's the sewer easement.
John, it looks like, see what this says, parcel B?
Yeah.
That's Lot 4? Or is it right
Sewer
here?
easement right here?
Proposed
Yes.
slope easement.
This is the sewer,
Right there.
which is right here.
That's approved, right, yeah.
Okay. But that's not a 20-foot wide sewer easement.
No, what he's saying is, if I hopefully can clarify, the planning board has approved this utility plan, and it shows that sewer easement, and they want to know that this is acceptable. And I guess what Steve is saying is, now, until I'm done with the construction, and the road is then proceeded to ownership for the town, that I grant an easement right up this first section of the roadway until the ownership goes over to the town. And
Yes, I agree with that. You do need an
Yeah,
easement
and
over the
then-
five, okay, I wasn't following that piece because I
And then
missed
right
the
here,
beginning.
Susan, and then
Yep.
right here, you see, this is where it technically connects. So one just right across, because you see this line?
Yep.
That's the sewer connection.
So, it's
So-
going to the house on this lot?
Only that lot,
So why does it need to come this way?
because this is the main.
It needs to stay in the-
sewer.
Oh, okay.
This is
Okay.
where it will connect.
Okay.
So they need additional this way and just need additional up that way. And what I'm simply saying is if you could vote that that is acceptable,
Condition.
I can,
Yeah.
as a condition, and at least vote
Yeah.
tonight, then it won't set me back another 2 weeks.
I think that you
We can do
can
that.
vote with
In
conditions
place.
that the easement
Contingent.
plan and the actual grant of the easement are in form acceptable to the sewer department.
And I'm very clear as to what's needed and why, and I can get that within the next day or two at the most, by the end of this week, Tom.
So the owner of the property that you're going to go across is going to agree to enlarge this easement? Is that what you're
Well,
telling
he's
me?
gonna own it,
You're gonna own it.
Yeah, but you don't own it right now.
right, but
Okay.
he's not gonna grant it until he owns it.
Okay.
So he'll buy the land, and then he will have to grant the easement, because he's got to buy the land before he builds the subdivision road, and he does all that anyway. So, okay.
So we can make that easement can be part of the contingent for the permitting of the connection?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Steve, it's still two conditions then? It's the deed, the language, the deed restriction language, and an easement plan and language of the easement satisfactory to
It's
the
the,
sewer department.
it's the Lot 4 proposed on the plan dated March 11, 2015 by the planning department. That's one. The footprint of the proposed dwelling on Lot 4
Right.
shown exactly on the Lewis Court grading plan, which is this plan, submitted by James Engineering. Unfortunately, James Engineering gave us a bunch of different plans with a bunch of different information on it, so we don't have just one general plan to, refer.
Can we get a
That
plan,
should be
can we get a
kind of
plan
Well,
with,
yeah.
this is what we'd like. We'd like a plan with everything marked, manholes, lots. This is ambiguous at best.
Is that here?
Okay.
If you have it all right here.
Should we take a look?
Do we
We
have
would like
that?
to look at
It's
it.
the utility plan.
Yeah,
But
I don't
do we
want to
have a
look at it
copy
on
of
the
that?
fly.
Right,
file?
so let me ask you a question. He's not gonna be able to connect, right? If, depending on how we word this vote, he will not be able to connect unless he satisfies these conditions. So, one of the conditions can be, or in connection with the condition which says all of this has to be satisfactory to the sewer department, can be making sure that the plans show everything, because if there's a footprint of the house can only go here or in a certain area, that's, that could be in the deed, it could be in a separate restriction. I mean, it all needs to get on record, but you're also going to need to attach something that shows that.
This is the plan the MWRA approved.
Is it, or is the footprint shown on the subdivision plans that are getting recorded?
Yeah, the footprint of where the house is going to go in general is right there. The garage is outside the line. The house needs to stay within the line and stay within the agreed
And that's
analysis of the wetlands, et cetera.
And is that going to be on one of the plans, sheets of the plan that's recorded with the subdivision plan, the approved subdivision plans?
There are a number of sheets that show it, yeah. But again,
Okay, but let me start over. When you go to convey lot 4,
right,
you're going to convey lot 4 shown on a subdivision plan, entitled blank, recorded in plan book and page, right? That's what your deed will say. Will that subdivision plan showing lot 4 have the footprint of the house on it?
it will have it will have the approximate footprint. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be the exact footprint, but it's going to stay within what we agreed on the within.
We need to wait till the 16th.
The 200 foot.
I understand.
What we're talking about, the connection is months away. I've got a road to build. So I think if you make these conditions and at least vote on it tonight.
Can you get us a copy of that plan?
Yes, you can have this one right here. I believe you have this copy. These were plans that were sent out.
Is it March 11th? Is it the March 11th plan? Because I only have 2 I'm going by.
Okay.
I've probably gotten 6 from Gary. So these are this one is approved by the MWRA, and the one dated March 11th and stamped by the planning board is approved by them. That's all we
And they
got.
don't match, or they do match?
They have different information on them.
But do the footprints match?
The footprint to one plan is for the lot, footprint to this plan is for the foundation, for the building. the dwelling.
John, we have some confusion here on these plans, so I'm going to make a suggestion here that you present to these guys the plan that they're looking for, the way it's, what they're asking for, okay? Exactly what they're asking for, matches the plan that you have, bring it back on the 16th.
Okay.
There's too many loose ends here, and loose ends tend to get lost now and then, okay? So that would be my suggestion, and I'll make a motion that we table this until the 16th.
We were talking about doing it on contingent, that
Well, there's confusion in the plans. There's 6 different plans.
You have this plan, guys.
John, let me ask you a question. What's you're saying a delay sent you back, what is it setting you back from?
Excuse me?
What, you said a delay to the 16th
One of the conditions is that they want to know that this easement in front of 24 and 22 is big enough. That's
a condition of the subdivision approval?
I believe that that's one of the things that they wanted to make sure that the
Sewer commission approved.
They're looking for,
is simply seen, so.
they're looking for pretty specific language that I can't do on the fly right here tonight.
Do you have the subdivision condition here with you?
I'm
Do
sorry.
you have the subdivision approval here with you tonight?
By the planning board? No, I don't.
All right, I don't have the subdivision
John?
approval.
I just have a question. I'm hearing council talk about having this easement approved as to form, but it's my understanding that if we're talking about the section of essentially what supposedly is Lewis Court, a private section, my understanding is that the applicant or not the applicant, but the owner of the property that the applicant is under contract with doesn't own that section. He owns the lot at the very end of that, the big lot at the very end of that. So I think this just is not a question as a matter of form to have the sewer line and easement granted over that section of the alleged private section of Lewis Court. But it's a matter of substance, too. Because I know there's a title issue out there, because this all comes out of John Kersey's grandfather's estate. And I think in the early 1980s, there was a confirmatory deed granting from the estate to John Kersey's father that little section of what is the private way of Lewis Court. Supposedly it's the private way of Lewis Court. Now I know that the applicant went to, I guess, Drowan's law firm, and, you know, there's some sort of letter basically making a claim that the abutters own that little private section. But, you know, again, I think if the concern here is that the town is protected, that it has the legal right to do that, I think you have to assure yourself more than if this right as a matter of form would also have to be as a matter of substance, you know, that you actually, that right that's being granted is actually, at least in the opinion of counsel, your own counsel. Because I don't think you can rely on someone else's counsel. I think it's malpractice and unprofessional on their part to try to have you rely on their opinion. But be that as it may, I think the prudent thing to do is have your own counsel make a determination that the grant of easement isn't just in form, but is actually in substance, giving you the rights that you say that you have to have. And I think that would be the appropriate way of doing it.
Jen, timing-wise, aside from the condition of the planning board, what is your schedule as far as getting the plans endorsed and getting the covenant done and all that?
You can speak to Mary in the morning on that. I think it's very soon, like within the next week. And they just wanted, again...
So you're talking about a
Would that be sufficient
precondition
if you
to
get the
endorsement of the plans?
I was under the understanding that I was here tonight to present future wish to connect to Lot 4, and that this sewer easement in front of 22 and 24 is big enough. And that was it. That's all the planning board
big
wanted to
enough,
see.
you mean with respect to if you may need temporary easement subject, you know, or an easement that stays in place until...
In other words, if they need to...
Until the town ever accepts it as a public way.
Randy, you could help me out here. It's in case you guys need to service it, you need to set up.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what it's...
And before it's a public way.
Yes, before it's a public way.
But we're talking about an existing sewer line that's there now.
No.
But that's a private line right now.
This is not something that they want to go out and connect tomorrow. So it's up to the commission. If you wish to vote it subject to all of this information, which we can kind of recap again, what it is, being provided to the satisfaction, you know, information, documentation, plans, whatever you need, to the satisfaction of the sewer department, you can say you want it reviewed by council, whatever you want, you can go ahead and vote with those conditions. You know, or if you would rather, the commissioners would rather see more information, then it's your prerogative to push it off to the next meeting. I mean, either way works. I guess the question is, you know, if you're comfortable and want to accommodate Mr. Wooden's schedule. I mean, but if you're not comfortable, then you should do what makes you comfortable. So
I could certainly agree that before I'm hooking up this house on Lot 4, that this stuff has long since been settled. And I'll certainly agree to that. I plan on getting it settled well before that. It's just that I plan on hopefully going soon, because I have a lot of work on.
But the whole project is kind of on hold right now over this one issue, right?
Well, not really. It's just one of the steps that I've been asked to take care of, that's all.
I mean, John, you and I have always worked well together. I just want to make sure that we still have some teeth if we need them to get this
Sure.
done.
Does the building department have the sewer department on their list of check-offs before they issue building permits?
Yes.
Prior to them getting a building permit, they have to comply with all these conditions. I mean, you can put it in that way. That gives a fair amount of time to get that all sorted out, and because that's months away before he's going to be in any position. And obviously, he's not going to be able to build a house that doesn't have sanitary wastewater service of some sort, whether it's sewer, septic, something. So,
Would that suffice for you, Randy?
No, I like, yeah,
I mean, it's up to whatever the commission.
You mean a permit to
comfortable
build
with.
the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's fine.
okay.
I don't know if that, you guys are, I'm just making suggestions here. I don't want to dictate what comes out. I'm just giving you various options.
Okay, it's my sense from the discussion that the DPW sewer, they do not have the same set of plans that he has, first of all. All right, that's number one. So, and Randy has specified what he'd like to have, and it needs to be on the plan. And what I'm going to recommend to my colleagues, that we table this until the 16th, and John should prepare whatever it is that they need and get it to them so they can review it before the 16th. Too many sets of plans, too many specifications. I'll tell you right now, you're heading in the wrong direction with that. We need to be on the same page, and we're not. So I think we should put it off till the 16th, Kenny, and
What
let's
do
get a
you
clean,
need, Randy?
get a clean plan on
Is
all
this
this.
plan be
We may
enough?
have the plans, but I
They
haven't.
don't.
If he gives you this plan, would that suffice?
I think
Well,
there's
we
still some missing
have to
information.
take a look at it
Missing
and
the
make sure
easement.
everything is in place, Ed.
I have to accept what the planning board stamped on March 11th. I don't know if that's the same plan.
It's not,
You can, he can, this is a sewer easement, so if you need an additional sewer easement, you can get an additional sewer easement. Because so, I mean, with that, but I don't have what they approved in front of me either, so, you know, I mean, it makes sense, maybe what Bob is saying, if you want to reroute.
Yeah, let's just have one plan for review.
Put the
Okay.
the different plans on the light table and
Make sure it's all.
make sure it's all the same.
That's all.
How about the issue, I mean, regarding the easement, certainly the applicant would only have the ability to grant easement over the parcels of land for which he is going to take ownership of, and there was
Or that
reference
he has rights,
rights
okay?
over. Yeah.
Otherwise, so,
There's
you know,
been
we
things
can look
settled
at all
long
of that,
before,
so.
yeah, long before that with consents that were legally produced and accepted by town council, and all those issues are settled.
We can look at all this, because if you have easement rights generally in Massachusetts for a right-of-way, you also have the rights for all ways in which, all rights that, in which public ways are typically used in the town, including the laying of utilities. So he may have all those rights, but I haven't looked at it because we haven't gotten to that.
And if I may say, I don't want to be held up having to go get easements for this private section of way and holding me up from getting going on the construction of the town road that I've agreed to do. I understand that that's something that you're going to want down the end of the road before I hook up to Lot 4, and that's fine. But please, don't say to me, John, now go get some easements over the private way section now, when I've already produced consents of construction for all of the plan that you see here from all the surrounding owners, and that they're in support. And they did show up, every single neighbor, except for the one vacancy in 15, because they're out of state, in favor very much for this project. So I'd ask the board to please not say, oh, well, we need easements over this private way, or you can't get going on the construction.
And some of it may be the section of sewer that has yet to be constructed. I think it's the sewer department, sewer commissioner's desire to have that easement centered over the location of the
Yeah.
pipe. So it really will
So-
be dependent on where that pipe finally gets installed, and then we
Right,
can
you're going to have to
tighten
install
up the
that
language
part
of the
through the center of
easement.
that easement, that 20-foot wide easement, you're going to come right down the middle?
Would that work for you? I mean, if you can't, I mean, you
There
don't
already
have to
exists the
connect, you
main
have to
sewer
be-
all the way down.
Okay, so you're going to create the easement with the existing sewer pipe, with that pipe being in the center of the easement.
Middle ground.
I don't want to do this on the fly.
And that's okay.
I don't want to do it on the fly. I don't have enough information in front of us, and we have to, we need the
Wait a minute.
information.
So
If
Let me-
there's
let me try again,
contingencies, then there's contingencies.
To
and that's-
expedite it
it's
for
up to these
for
guys.
Mr. Wooden, if we went on the premises that contingent that the building department issue a permit, would that cover the to expedite it for him?
I mean,
I would,
think,
I would,
you know,
I would recommend that we wait, that we get all the information
Yeah,
together.
we don't have a positive plan
clear.
showing the easement. Let me re-explain myself, John, on the pipeline. The center of the pipeline, the existing pipeline is already in, okay? The reason they're requesting a 20-foot wide easement, so if we ever have to go in there and repair it or tap it or what have you,
Before the town hall.
so, that's correct, okay? So that we can actually go into that easement, find the pipe in the center, and not be outside on the private property.
Correct.
That's the reason for that, okay? There's nothing arbitrary about it. That's how it's done in the pipeline business. You put your pipe down the middle of the easement, and that way, that takes care of it, okay? But we have too many plans, we have too much misinformation. Let's get one plan, show the 20-foot easement, give Randy the information he needs, come back on the 16th, John, and I think that's my suggestion. And that'll take care of it, I think. I'm sorry that we have to delay you, but it's not, you were not in sync here between the department and yourself here, so. That's my suggestion. I'll make a motion that we.
Can you get him a copy of that plan?
Yeah, I'm, absolutely. I don't believe it has changed, but I'll certainly get what you need. I asked today, anyway, yeah, I'll get what you need.
So the
I mean,
motion,
I'll look for that plan. It's just that, you know, it comes up on my schedule to be at the meeting, and this is in our plans, this is what it's about. And
That's what you requested. And it's up and above this. That matches this, and it's just enlarged the easement portion of this for the sewer for the sake of simplicity. That's what you have. But
What time are you meeting Mary tomorrow?
I don't have an actual meeting.
When you go to meet with Mary, I'll meet you over there, we'll figure out what we need.
I'll let you know.
so the motion is that we defer the vote
To the 16th, we're going to
June
be on the 16th, right? And he will provide what they're asking for. But one set of plans, one plan with one set of easements, and council, on the easement within the private way, has to be descripted in meets and bounds also, is that correct?
Yeah, and what I would suggest, and I'll talk to Randy and Steve too, is come up with, get them all the information that they're looking for and need. But the final form of this, what the easement document's gonna look like, what the deed, all of those are probably not gonna be done by the 16th, so I
Right.
think what you need is, I'm happy to help you if you'd like me to, work on the actual language of the specific conditions so get them first all the information they need to be comfortable with where this is going, and then convert that into conditions that you can vote on the 16th. Because the final form of these documents, I don't think can be done by.
No.
Is that?
Yeah,
okay?
yes.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to make a motion?
Sure, I can make a motion that we defer the vote until the next meeting at June 16th, and that the applicant work with the sewer department to get all the necessary information prepared for the 16th vote.
Second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
John, if Barry has any questions, I'm happy to
Okay.
cover as well, okay?
Yep,
So,
that's
I don't think they're asking you to get the easement
Yeah,
in place by the 16th. That's not what they're, before you could.
that's fine. I mean,
Right?
what I'm hearing is, and let's maybe just back up just so before I hook up to the house on 4, this stuff will be in place. Is that fair?
It'll be done. It'll be out of the way.
It's just
We're not
too
trying to hold you up, John.
Okay.
We
Just as far as you asking about the easement up the road, before I hook up the sewer to Lot 4, is that?
John, we'll
is that-
figure it out. It just came
Okay.
up quickly.
Okay.
I had all the specific language, and then
Okay.
it came up 2 days ago. I called you, and here we are.
Yeah.
That's why. That's the only, we'll get it done.
John, I think between now and the 16th, we'll figure that out.
All right.
Those details.
Yep, very good. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
The next article on the agenda is 6 fog waiver application for Hingham High School and Foster Elementary School.
Okay,
We can talk on that.
this is just a, I'm just
Do you want
gonna...
a timeout?
Did you guys go out of order, or did I?
Well, yeah, we did.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I didn't, all right, I wasn't sure if you were on the set. Sorry. Go ahead.
Just going to give you a verbal rundown of what's going on. I'm glad Kirk was able to make it. Paul Fields and the Hingham High School has asked for, they filled out a waiver application from the monthly pumping of the fog, of the grease traps. And I went out there and reviewed everything, and I've looked at his pumping records, and he's been pumping, you know, it's tough when the school's open, so he's been pumping during the school vacations. It hasn't been monthly, but I went out and I inspected both schools on 2 different occasions, and they were spotless. The grease traps were spotless. They're not frying anything. They're not, you know, producing any types of grease that are even anywhere near significant. We look for 25% in the grease trap. No more than 25% of grease on the top. He didn't even have a percent. So I want to grant him the bi-yearly, twice a year cleaning of the grease traps. We'll check them out and keep up on it with him and make sure that it's working. And I'd like to grant that easement. I'd like to grant that variance for 1 year.
Good. What do you say on that?
We recently, first of all, congratulations, guys. You know, the fact that you're elected officials, I'm going to my 12th year, is something I cherish. You know, I've been on the state licensing board for 12 years, and I'm now on a national board. It's not the same as being responsible to the public. So you guys are going to enjoy it. Ed's been doing it for a good number of years. And so congratulations. I want to come in and say that first. As far as this issue, you know, we just lost our health agent, Sue Sarney, and before she left, Steve and Sue sat me down. They went through some of the changes they'd like to see within the fog regulations, and I was so surprised with the level of detail that these 2 employees put into the fog regulations, understanding them, implementing them, and so we're working together to update those. We look forward to working with the board. But, you know, whatever Steve says, we're going to do. Because he has a full grasp on this. And where we don't have a health agent, we're relying on your expertise to tell us what you'd like to see done. And again, it's been quite a success working with these regulations. And I'm very impressed with Steve, the way he has taken over this particular task. And I feel very comfortable with hearing back from the Sewer Commission on what you'd like us to do as far as granting a waiver.
Are we,
A waiver.
are we setting a precedent by doing this so that somebody else is going to,
It's been done a number of times already,
where?
there's going to be a...
Pupelos, for one, Crow Point Pizzeria. You know, there's a handful of them. And it's not that we just, you know, we never go back in there. We're still in there, making sure it's working.
So how often are they going to be pumping it now?
They're going to pump in the summer, and then they're going to pump around Christmas vacation. And, you know, Paul has been very gracious to me. I'll go in and I'll witness it and make sure that it's working.
Does the manufacturer have any recommendations on that?
Well, the different manufacturers just say as needed a lot of times. We've come up with that monthly is appropriate. You worked on those
Yeah,
regs, Paul.
right. I didn't know whether they might have a recommendation on it too.
You can. I mean, if somebody's making fried chicken as opposed to
But
serving
they're not
salads.
frying anything there at all, right?
No.
I'll make a motion. Okay, I make a motion that we grant the Hingham High School and Foster Elementary School the waiver. And since DPW Sewer is on top of it, and they do a good job, I think we should waiver it. I think we should do that.
Second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Thank you.
Good job, Steve, thank you.
Okay. Supervisor report?
It's a Steve show. As a follow-up to last year's I&I camera surveys, National Water Main Cleaning Company has completed the installation of 89 linear feet of cured-in-place structural shortliners on Bel Air Road, Bel Air Drive, Ocean View Drive, Downer Avenue, Lincoln Street, and USS Amesbury Drive. In addition, National Water Main Cleaning Company has begun the next phase of repair this week and started grouting approximately 4,300 linear feet of joints and service connections. This work will be performed also on Bel Air Road, Downer Avenue, USS Amesbury Drive, and in addition, the Nokomis Downer easement, which runs under the swamp out by Downer. So they'll be doing that for the next 2 weeks. And
Amesbury Drive is in the shipyard?
yeah, it's
That's a-
the old
that's a-
easement that was granted in 1959 that took in Fotler Road and all those other properties, and they brought it
Okay.
down to the pump station. And that line was in rough shape.
Okay.
And that's all I've got for you this month. I mean, we just met 2 weeks ago, so.
All right, thank you.
How do we make out on Talbot's there, the problem we had there?
Talbot's, we went up there and inspected their grease traps, and they've gone to just a vending machines. They don't have anything up there anymore. So we did have a lot of grease blockages on Fotler Road, but my guess is they are from garbage disposals, which we'd like to talk about perhaps on the 16th.
Okay. What about the problem we had on North Street at Talbot's there at the west?
Oh, that problem, Eddie, I'm sorry, I thought you meant Talbot's off
Oh.
of Beale. That manhole is fixed, that's all set, manhole 290.
Was the one at the bottom.
That's the one at the bottom had all the I&I. We still got a lot of I&I work to do on North Street, but that won't be even started until next spring. They've got to review all the footage, you know, and all that.
Camera, you mean?
No, it's already been cambered. It just, you know, we're doing the work that we discovered last spring. So the camera work we did this spring, we'll get to next summer.
Sometimes, I was going to ask you a question, when you camera and then you come in and clean, pressure wash, will you have old mains that are concrete, pieces come off like that? It happened down there at Talbot's, and went into the impeller?
I haven't seen too much of that. Obviously, the old vitrified clay pipes, if they've got cracks and holes in them, you could break another little piece away.
Yeah.
But the norm is no, it doesn't damage the pipes.
I think that manhole with the bottom missing was the big problem over there with the pumps. The
Yeah,
gravel was just flowing through there, and then it was running through there, and it's running into the pump, and
And if you see a pipe that's in poor condition, you don't crank the pressure up to 25, 30,000 pounds,
Yeah.
3,000 pounds. You put a different nozzle head on it, a spinner nozzle, you lower the pressure, and you work it accordingly.
Yeah, because that cost, we had to put a new pump in there, right?
We had a new pump ordered anyway. We had to service the 2 pumps.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be with all of the fines that are moving in with the I&I waters, over time.
Yeah. Raises hell with the pumps.
Yeah, I mean, the
The
tighter.
fellas get
Yeah,
worn,
the
and
tighter we make this system,
Yeah.
the better off we're going to be
Yeah.
from a maintenance and a maintenance cost and
Right.
reliability.
Yep.
No question.
We're looking into, some Surumi shredder pumps and things like that. We're just inquiring what they do and watching video and things like that, and see if down the line that's something we want to, switch to, different styles of pumps. We have the Vortex pumps now over at Ware River, and they work tremendously. We could take the basket right out. It cleared our maintenance, cut it in half.
that's what we put down,
Yeah, down at Ware River.
wherever, good.
Let's go a little longer before we say anything.
Well, up to now.
Yeah,
It's been
up to now.
fantastic.
Yeah, I guess the next item on the agenda is the consolidation agreement. I think we can go into executive session on this if we want. It's a contract.
Can't. I don't think it can go into executive session.
I think we can.
Well, but what's the, well, under what exception?
It's a contract, it's a contract.
Not all contracts are allowed executive session. It has to be under one of the exceptions of the open meeting law for executive session. And generic contracts are not an exception under the open meeting law.
Okay. I spoke to the town administrator and went over the contract, but we didn't get a chance to finish all of it because he had another meeting coming up with the MBTA. So I can't give you a full report on it.
Did you come to any consensus at all in the last
Yes,
9
we
or
did.
10 months?
Yes. We came into quite a bit of consensus, but
Well, what, can you tell us, give us an idea of where we're going? Are we making progress yet? or-
yeah, we're making progress, but there's things that we've got to finish off on, when I meet with them again.
Well, we're out of time with the existing extension with the DPW sewer. We're going to have to extend this consolidated agreement once again with the DPW. Today, I think, is the last day.
Okay, we can extend it for till the 16th when we meet again.
Okay.
All right?
All right, Randy?
Take a motion.
Sure, you're the commission.
What's that?
I said, sure, you're the commission.
Yeah.
I'm just, this is now, we're going on 13 or 14 months now, and yeah, I think this should get done. Because it's hard for me to move on and move forward
Right.
when I don't know where I am and what I'm going to be doing.
We'll have an answer on the 16th.
Okay.
To the extent, though, that the consolidation agreement, if there are any changes to it, that'll have to get drafted and then executed, right? So should the extension that we're proposing go beyond the 16th? So should we have this go to, say, June 30th, so if we are to get it done, it would be effective for the fiscal year?
All right, June 30th,
Is
yeah.
that
We can present it the 16th and
16?
then
And then have it effective
30th.
So,
on July 1st?
and I don't mean to butt into your business, but the progress that has been made, would you like to share it with these two so we can, maybe hasten the process?
I have a copy of the original agreement, and we went over the first paragraph there. It's a lot involved, to take up, if you want to...
Honestly, Ed, from my opinion, I've seen probably 5 renditions of this
That's
contract.
right, that's why it's been so difficult.
Right.
There's been about 5, and so actually, you got to go back to the original, which I did with Ted. And we went through part of it, and like I said, he had a meeting coming up with the MBTA, and we didn't finish off on it. But I can give you a complete report on the 16th, and then we can finish it off on the 30th.
Okay.
It'd be good to vote it on the 16th, get any of the changes made and executed so that the effective date would be July 1st. So if we tonight vote to extend the current consolidation agreement through 6/30, then that should cover us.
All those in favor?
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye?
Aye.
Okay.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn? I guess
Unless, I know we typically carry the last item. Any other items not
Yeah, you
reasonably
have
known?
48 hours in advance of...
Yeah.
So I don't know
Anybody
if
else?
there's any other
Kirk,
items.
Kirk wants to speak.
What have you got?
Is Tuesday going to be the meeting night, you guys? Is that?
Normally, yes.
That's we just had our exchange in, for our officers. I don't know what your change is, but I'm now the chairman of the health board.
Congratulations.
And a couple of thank you. We rotate.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. A couple of the goals that we have for this upcoming year that we talked about was, and I'm glad that Attorney Murphy's here, is to this year have something before town meeting, the next town meeting regarding the sewer appropriation bylaw. We were very close last year, and I think that we had a late start, and so I hope this year that we'll be able to get through with that particular document with the help of Attorney Murphy. She provided some wonderful language to incorporate in that. Second, whatever I can do to help you guys with the regulation document. As I said, I'm now working with Steve on the fog update. I've done a lot of these. I've done bylaws for a number of organizations. Whatever I can do to help with that. It'd be nice to have something by the fall or by the end of the year for sure. And I don't know where you're at with the South Hingham district. I get a lot of, a fair number of calls about that because of my interest from the water supply perspective. But I don't know, again, where your time frame is on getting a comprehensive master wastewater plan into the state for some review. So again, whatever we can do to help out with that document. I realize that take a little bit longer, more complex, but I'm offering our assistance, whatever we can do for the commission. That's it.
Thank you very
Can we
much.
put that on the agenda for the next meeting, comprehensive wastewater management program?
Sure.
Can it be one of the later times that you're comfortable with?
Yeah. We'll make it the last item.
What are the other items you want on the agenda? The consolidation agreement, what else?
Yeah, and the comprehensive wastewater management, we should look into that. We should do something with that as far as putting it out to bid, maybe, to get it done right by an engineering company.
It's not that far off, Ed.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got to be done by somebody that's,
Well, give us a chance to do it, to save the town some money, and if it,
Can I just make a suggestion, just because it's not on the agenda for tonight, to kind of get into it, so maybe it makes sense to put it on the agenda for the 16th,
Okay.
and then at that point,
Formulate a
the
plan.
department can give you an update on where it stands and all of that, you can talk about it in more detail, but I just wouldn't recommend kind of getting too much in a back and forth on
Thank
something
you.
that's not on the
Thank you.
agenda
Okay.
for tonight. So it makes sense to put it on for the next meeting, and then you can get a full update on where it stands, because I think there have been meetings and discussions, and, Roger talked to DP and Mary, and you can get a full update in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and then we're going to have our FY16 roles and responsibilities for the commissioners at the 16th meeting as well.
motion to adjourn?
second.
All those in favor?
Aye.